I'm schooled out. I can't do lectures anymore, and we just living in a different time, Sergi. Like
No,
with
we just talk
social
about at our
media.
age, like we on some walkers.
No, because there was a point in time, and I say this respectfully. I think there's a lot of people you and Miss Cash age that just, and I'm not talking about y'all specifically. I'm just talking about people in y'all age demographic. I still think there's a lot of people in y'all age demographic that just really don't understand um the day and time that we're in, and the new opportunities that people have to make money and to make a lot of money. Like, Sergi, there's people making millions of dollars playing video games.
Hmm.
Like I said, the opportunities that social media provides. Like I told you, I got a monetized YouTube channel now. Like, people are the things that people are out here going to school, getting master's degrees and PhDs, and it's like 20 something year olds making hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars, on the internet, just from
Hmm.
people taking a liking to them,
Hmm.
you know.
I
So
respect it. I respect it. I think what I notice for me personally, and I'm blessed, and I appreciate the things that I'm able to have in life because I've had and I've not had. What I find is that for a lot of younger people, or I guess it ain't even just younger. I think it's just like this societal generation, right? Where there's such a focus on money. There's such a competitive spirit. There's such a focus on just these things, right? A lot of superficiality. And I feel like people are really missing out on just the basic enjoyment of life. Like I hear so many people, everybody, like I said, everybody's making these six figures. Yet people are so miserable. They come off like you can observe it, you see it, they're not happy. I've found some of the most happy people with the least amount of things because they haven't become governed or controlled by money.
mhm.
I think there's something to that love of money, like being the root of all evil. Even if you're not a biblical person, I think just understanding that when people become consumed by it, it controls them and it dictates everything about them, and they come further disconnected from some of the more base things like love, peace, being
Mhm.
able to just have somebody sit with you. Some of the most simple things, and I think those are the things that bring you peace when it comes to the end. Like you can't take money with you if you find yourself in that hospital bed, or if you're at home by yourself, that money's not going to do anything. But the people that you have around you, like that's what calms your spirit. If you've ever been around somebody when they're in their last stages of life or when they're leaving here, they don't ask about, where's my wallet. They want the people. They'll ask for
Mhm.
their son, their daughter, they ask for their wife, and they just want somebody to hold their hands. And I think unfortunately so many people have become consumed by things and money that when it comes to the end part of life, whenever that is, they would not built the necessary relationships or the connectedness. They may have people around them and they're still disconnected, so yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that you're saying this, but I'm not saying that you're not saying that there's a balance and that both can be accomplished. But um, while there's people that when they're on their deathbed, yeah, for those people that have family and have people that love and care about them, yeah, that's who you're gonna want right there. Those are the people that you're gonna want to spend your last moments with. But there's also people that they don't have anyone to be there with them, and there's also people that are gonna wish that they actually tried or applied themselves more than they did. There's going to be people that are going to be on some, like, would have, could have, and should have type of time. And I just think, Sergi, I just think that um, some people don't want to, like, some people are okay with mediocrity. Some people are okay with being average. Some people are, and my thing is whatever makes people happy at the end of the day, honestly. There's some people that they have no problem waking up every morning and going to a job that they might dread or might not necessarily be their passion, but it allows them to have a paycheck. It allows them to pay their bills, and maybe they have a little bit of money left over to do whatever they want to do with it, whether it be with someone that they love. And then you have some people, Sergi, that they want to get everything that they can get out of life and more. And I think there could be a healthy balance as far as like being someone that's really ambitious and wanting to get as much as you can out of life, and still keeping like the main thing, or still keeping prioritizing the things that are important, like family and building healthy relationships. But the main point that I'm trying to make, and I'll shut up, is that I just think that some people, they don't want to just, they don't want to like do what everyone else is doing, and they don't want to live in this matrix that we live in. Because when you really think about it, okay, go to high school, go to college, and then get a job, and then like think about this, Sergi. Like we supposed to live, according to what these people say, we supposed to live until like our mid 60s to like early 70s. You're supposed to retire from working like your mid 60s. So you're supposed to just work all of your life and then just die. Some people don't want to, a lot of people don't want to do that, Sergi. Like, I'm a young man. Like when I gotta do like my retirement plan stuff, like my stuff out till like 2060 or 2065. I'm not gonna be working till no damn 2060, 2065. Like, nah. So I'm
Mhm.
gonna do things that I can do today to escape to get myself out of this matrix, and provide a lifestyle for myself and my family that we've never seen before. I'm not going to have the mindset of, oh, it's like, don't focus on the money. Like, people be trying to minimize the importance of money. Like, we don't live in America, and money is like the biggest factor of like our lifestyles. Like, no, money matters. The more money we make, my whole thing with money is like, and I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna shut up because I'm talking too much. It's financial. It's the freedom for me. I think that's why they call it financial freedom, to really be in control of your time, to really be able to wake up every morning and to make a decision on what you want to do, not be on somebody else's time, not be slaving for someone else, or somebody, or some corporation somewhere that don't give a damn about you and just gonna replace you if something happened to you tomorrow, but to really be able to like spend your time with the people that you love. Go on trips, go make lifelong memories. So that's what I think is important, and that's what I'm into. And I'll shut
Mhm.
up.
I mean, that's fine. Hey, Dr.
Hey,
Cassie.
Hey,
Dr.
Dr. Terry Loaded.
Cass.
Hey, Noble,
How you
with your
doing?
talking self.
I know I just be rambling.
Oh my gosh. Goodness. I have a joke for you, but I'm not going to say it on here because it's not appropriate.
You can
I'll
say it
tell
on
you.
here.
Not me. I won't.
Okay.
I'll say it in private. How about that?
Okay.
Anyway, I hear what you're saying. Um, but I got to roll with Doc on this one because um, I understand, and I understand that you're thinking from the social norms right now. Uh, sir, get me out the big box, please.
Okay.
Thank you. um, but at the end of the day, I feel like purpose trumps money, but because I feel like when you're walking in your purpose, the money comes. And also when you're walking in your purpose, because you asked me a question, when you're
Mhm.
walking in your purpose and you're doing what you love, it's never truly work. And that's my personal opinion. I wake up every morning now and literally I do what I want. I choose to do what I want to do. And it's a great feeling, but money is still not my focus because I feel like if I'm doing what I believe I am supposed to be doing, then everything that I need will come to me because I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And that's just my take on it. I just think purpose trumps money. I believe all of that comes along with it when you are truly doing like your life's purpose.
I hear you, Miss Casper. What if I said that some people think their purpose um is, or what if I told you that some people think that working for a corporation or working for a company somewhere, being on a salary, having an hourly wage, getting a couple weeks of vacation, a year and national holidays. What if some people thought that their purpose is to be a worldwide known musician? Or so, what if some people thought that their purpose was to be some very big content creator and they enjoy, what makes them happy is waking up every day and making content or doing something that, pertains to whatever their dream is.
So, what do you mean? What I mean, where's the question in that?
So,
Because if that's their purpose,
mhm.
and they're doing the things that they need to do in order to fulfill that purpose, then all of the things that they need will come along with that or come from that. So if the focus may not be money, but they're focusing on perfecting and honing their craft,
Mhm.
whatever that may be, then if you're walking in your purpose and you're fulfilling that, whether it be being a stripper and being the best one,
Right.
whether it's, as you stated, someone who wakes up and is a content creator, are you putting everything that you have into that? Are
Right.
you are you giving your time and your treasure? Because I'm biblical. The Bible says that what a man puts his time and treasure into, that's where his heart is also. And when your heart is into something, you're going to nurture it. You're going to love it. You're going to do what you need to do to ensure that it grows and it becomes healthy and it flourishes. And when you do that, that means you're investing who you are into it, and that's fulfilling your purpose.
Would you happen to know off the top of your head what scripture that is, or what book it's from?
uh I can't tell you.
Okay, I'll look it up
Hold on.
myself.
I no Hold on. Let me look. I know too many scriptures, and I baby, no.
Yeah,
Hold on.
I want to save that one. But while you're thinking about where that's from, I want you to tell me, Ms. Cass, like I told Sergi, and again, I say this respectfully. I still think even today in 2023, that a lot of people, both men and women in y'all age demographic, aren't really hip and aware to the opportunities that a lot of young people have today to go about making money, and just the non-traditional routes that when y'all were my age, that y'all were being told to do, and that is just pretty like custom. Like, even your daughter, for example, has your daughter and just like whatever she has going on, has that opened up your mind to like different opportunities and just made you see things a little differently? Like, if your son, for example, that's still in high school, if he told you,
He's
mom,
not
I
in
don't—
high school. He graduated.
oh, okay, he did just graduate, I'm sorry, I remember you was on vacation celebrating him. If your son told you, mom, I don't want to go to college right away, like, could I stay at the crib for like a year or two and like stream on Twitch, would you entertain that idea?
Sweetheart, that's what he does, actually. I
Oh
didn't make
wow.
my son go to school. I've never been that type of parent, and neither were my parents.
Wow.
So
W
it's
mom
it's
believing in your
it's
son.
about it's about where it's about your values, your morals. He never liked school, so why in the world would I want him to go waste my money?
Right.
No, his purpose is more important to me. Fulfilling his purpose, because if he is chasing after his goals, chasing after his dreams, after his desires for his life, then he's going to walk in his purpose. He's
Right.
going to be successful. And as a mother, it is my duty, not it was never to raise children, it was to rear adults so that they could go out and fulfill their destiny, whether I'm here or gone.
Right.
And that scripture is Matthew 6:21.
Okay.
I
Hold
knew
on.
it was in the New
Right.
Testament. I just couldn't tell you where.
Hold on.
Matthew 6:21. So yeah, that's my son does that, and he doesn't have to leave after a year.
But my question to you, Miss Cass, is if your daughter, was it your daughter that, okay, let me ask you this and be 100% honest. 5 years ago, if your son would have told you, Mom, I don't want to go to I don't want to go to college. I want to be a Twitch streamer, or I want to do YouTube. Like that's really what my passion is. Would you still have had like the same energy?
I had that energy because my son has always, matter of fact, he is the one who introduced me to streaming and told me about YouTube years ago. Like when YouTube, like back when he was in middle school,
Right.
and so I started doing research. I was like, oh, okay, all right, these people making money. Okay,
Right.
he can sustain himself. But if it's something that he loves, that means he's going to put forth his best effort.
Right.
And with my daughter was in my she graduated at 16. Noble.
Oh wow.
She had her associate's degree when she graduated from high school a year early.
Oh wow.
What more could I ask of her? No, ma'am. If you want to use the gifts and talents that you have in a way that you love it, and baby, I'm gonna support you 110%. I've always been open and honest with my children because that's how my parents were with me.
Hmm.
I have to say I was very, very blessed, very blessed. Coming from a house with a pastor, um, you would think from all the horror stories of other people. And there were some, things that weren't great. But as far as our dreams and our goals, our parents didn't force us to go to college. We didn't have to go.
Hmm.
They wanted us to use our gifts and talents so that we were able to fulfill our purpose in this world. And the same thing I tell my kids, that's what my parents told me. I didn't have to go to college. I as a and Doc up there, I'm sure. See, this is a personal choice. This is not something her parents required her to do. She's doing it because she chose to do it to meet the demands of her goals, her personal goals. And same thing for me. I waited 10 years before I decided to go back because I wanted to make sure I gave my children my full attention until they were in middle school.
Hmm.
That was my personal choice. After I had my 16-year-old, I literally had 24 hours in a doctoral program and I stopped after I had her. I was 24 hours in. I lost those hours
Wow.
because it was over 10 years.
Wow.
Yes. But it didn't matter because it was a goal and a promise I made to myself for me. It had nothing to do with anyone else or an expectation that was set for me. Mm-mm, not at all. My parents just wanted us to be successful, and that's the same thing that I want for my children. I just want them to be successful, and success is subjective because it looks different for everybody.
Right.
So success to me, I've literally I've been successful because I've raised my children as a divorcee at 12 years. I One is a master architect. The other one has her own business and decided to go back to college so that she could be more knowledgeable
Right.
about the business.
Right.
And my son is doing his thing. And then I have my baby daughter who's a junior in high school who's doing volleyball. She's in college. She'll have her associate's degree when she graduates. And that's something she chose. because she wants to play collegiate sports. That's on her. So I have been successful. If I die tomorrow, I have literally lived a dream. And it has not been easy, but it has been worth it because I feel like I've walked in my purpose. Literally.
Ms. Cass, so from your interactions with men and women of your age demographic, um in person, or from even what you've read in different articles, or just watching people talk, do you think a lot of men and women in your age, especially black men and women, do you think that they have that same mentality as you? Because you hear these people all the time, oh, you know, my daughter, like how you just talked about your, oh, my daughter in the PSEO program, she gonna be graduating with her associates. They going to college. My children got, they went to this school, they got this degree. Like, they take so much pride in honoring that. And the point that I'm trying to make, Miss Cass, is I think there's a lot, and this is just my personal opinion, y'all can disagree with me, but I think there's a lot of men and women out here who either didn't have any dreams, because not everyone aspires for bigger and better in life, like I said earlier, or was too afraid to like chase their dreams. So now they want to live vicariously through their children.
Mm,
They want their kid to play basketball. They want their daughter to be the star on the volleyball team. They want their daughter to be the shining star and amongst the ballet girls and the gymnastic girls, because they either wasn't good enough, or there's just a whole bunch of parents living vicariously excuse me, through their children. And they want their children to do stuff that their children don't even want to do. That's not even in their children's heart to do.
I no, I can agree with that in a way. I do believe that some people do tend to want to guide or prod their children so that they can fulfill something that they may not have been able to fulfill.
Right.
But I can sympathize with them in a way because they may not have had the support. They may not have had the opportunities that they are now working hard to give their kids. So um, sometimes dreams deferred really don't come through you. That dream may come with you watching your child. Um, I don't think it's right because I feel like we all have a unique purpose here. We all have something that we can contribute. Um, but at the end of the day, we can't force our children to become who we want them to be. We
Right.
have to we have to really embrace who they are, and when we embrace who they are, then they are free to be who they are. Many times we limit them because of the stipulations, the expectations that we put on them. I feel like if we provide them with the right morals and values to just to survive in this life, then I believe that those experiences that come will help them to thrive in this life because you don't want your children to stay in a place of survival. You want them to thrive. So I think that the morals and the values that we instill are the best things that we can give them to help them move from surviving to thriving. But those experiences have to come, and we can't be obstacles, and we can't be impediments. We can't, be the thing that stops them from moving into their purpose, regardless of if we agree with it or not. I mean, I'm thankful. I'm thankful. None of my children. were strippers, but God dog it. I told my daughter if that's what you want. If she wanted to do that, girl, I'm gonna support you 110%. Let's go work out, cause baby, you're gonna have the best body. Come on. I mean, realistically, like seriously. But of course, I mean, that's not something she wanted to do. But I literally told them things like that. If this is what you want, be the best at it. Be the best at what you do. So if you're gonna stream, be the best at it. And he spends hours on end. Matter of fact, he's up
Sure.
there right now. He's upstairs right now on his gaming system console, the whole little setup.
Right.
And he's on there at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And you
Right.
know what? To prevent me from having to get up early, he gets up and takes his sister to school. So why wouldn't I support? Why wouldn't I support you? Why would I put my limiting beliefs on you when you may have or see something better for yourself that I don't see, even though I'm your parent?
I can answer that question because not even, and I'm not a parent, obviously, but just people in general, a lot of people have limited beliefs. Like I said, there are a lot of people, and you're right. Some people didn't have the opportunity to pursue certain things that they wanted to do in life, but there's a lot of people that they did have an opportunity, and they were just afraid. They didn't believe in themselves. That's why they say, like, don't, if you have like a big idea, like one of the worst things you could do is mention it to a small-minded person. That's why they tell you to like
I
protect
agree.
your dream and to not tell people your business, because a lot of people will be quick to talk down, something that if you're trying to do something extraordinary, if you're trying to do something otherworldly, because they could never ever, if their life depended on it, see themselves even doing something to the magnitude of that. So they're gonna automatically trying to talk down whatever it is that you're trying to do and what you got going on. And my parents, thank God, my parents aren't like this, but there's even parents that do that. There's parents that, even whether they had the opportunity or not, like, you not about to be this, that, and the third. Like, you about to go to school. I'm not about to have your grandma and your aunties and uncles talking about how you didn't go to college or you just doing that. Oh, he think he about to be the next Kai Cenat. His mom think he about to be the next Kai Cenat, talking about he gonna be on the game streaming. It's just people in general. That's why you really gotta protect your dream and not tell people what you got planned. And you just gotta, like you said, that's why I'm gonna say that verse that you just gotta work diligently at whatever it is that you're trying to do and just be the best at it. Because you know what the funny thing is, Miss Cass, when you do become successful, everybody act like they always believed. Everybody act like they always saw your vision. It's crazy.
But see, that's the thing though, with vision. Um, Vision, I think uh, your vision is not going to be my vision. What I can see, you may not be able to see. So I believe that you should protect what it is you are able to see, because we may be standing in the same place looking at the same thing, but what you see could be very different than what I
Hmm.
see.
Hmm.
I have 15-15 vision. You have 20-20 vision?
I do.
So I have 15-15 vision. I may be able to see a little more detail in something that we're looking at than you, but it doesn't mean that we don't see the same thing. It's just I see a little more detail. And I think that sometimes as parents, we may be able to see our child, but because they are who they are and it's their vision, they see more detail. They see the things that we don't necessarily see. And so our vision is not for everybody. It is important that you protect that.
Hmm.
Um, but when you have parents or people around you that support you, um, I say know your circle. Know those people that support you. Like I could literally go to my mom and tell my mom anything, and she was going to support me 110%. Now, Rev, on the other hand, Rev is from Mississippi, civil rights, Mississippi. He
Hmm.
was the only black boy, like he integrated his school. So his his beliefs and how he saw things were a little bit different than my mother, who grew up in the suburbs with a mother that was a nurse and a father that owned um a company, so it was very different. But growing up in that household, um it was good to get that balance, because many times we would get a realistic perspective from our dad, but then we would get that, baby, you go do whatever it is your talents are going to allow you to do, and then push it even more. That would be my mom.
Hmm.
And having that balance helped us to see things realistically, and to see things for kind of the faith, you know, the things that we may hope for, but the evidence of things not seen.
Hmm.
But it's possible.
Hmm.
Um, so I I just believe that it's hard being a parent, and when you become a parent, I promise you'll see it. Um, it's hard, especially in this day and age. Um, and when you have parents from a generation like mine, Gen X, we were raised by boomers. So, things that parents now, we're making up for the limited beliefs of our parents. And we're trying to be more open
Right.
and more accepting of who our children are, so that they can be better than we were. And I think that's the hope of any parent, you know, really to put your children in a position to be better tn you. And
I hope so.
now some out here, they should be
I
programmed
think I
wrong.
think I think the parents like you are. This is just my honest opinion, and then I'm gonna shut up so you can speak your true beloved. I think the parents like you are very far and few between, Ms. Cass. I honestly believe that. I still think, you know, I still think unfortunately that, um, there's a lot of people in your, like I said, I still think there's a lot of people in your age demographic that aren't as open minded, despite what's going on out here. Like, I just think a lot of them are, just genuinely unaware. They're just not hip to a lot of these things. Cause when y'all were my age, these opportunities like weren't around for y'all.
They
And,
sure look.
they've just been living their life however they've been living their life these past 15, 20 years, and they don't even know what's going on out here now. They're totally oblivious to it.
Mm,
That's what I
I,
honestly think.
I, I can't agree with that,
Okay.
because um again, like I said, the Gen X, we are the ones that have shifted. You understand? It was our parents that are now in their 60s and 70s,
Hmm.
that have that had the more limited, thinking. But I really believe that the latter, Gen X, I say 75 and to 80,
Hmm.
I really think that we are aware. We are become more cognizant. We are more accepting, um, of the things that we see now, because we got the internet when we were kids. You
Hmm.
understand what I'm saying? So I can't agree with you on that. Um, yeah, I can't agree with you on that.
Hey, what generation, what am I a part of?
Honey, I don't know. Probably millennial,
Okay, millennials.
Gen Z, or something like that. Yeah, millennial, something like that. Oh,
Okay.
Kenny said. Oh, she said she's Gen Z. I think you're a millennial,
Gen
because
Z.
my daughter,
Kenny, what
because my
what
my
age?
daughter is a millennial.
How old is your daughter?
She's
27.
uh she's 25. She'll be 26 this year.
Okay, then I'm what your daughter is then. So I'm a
Yeah,
millennial.
millennial.
Okay. Bet. Speak your truth, beloved. What's up with you?
Peace. You know what's funny? The reason I came up here is to ask that question to you, Noble.
Hmm.
What generation you're from? Because I'm listening and I'm connecting the dots as to what your angle is in this conversation, right?
Hmm.
So Dr. Sergi and the sister above me are seasoned sisters, I'm gonna put it that way. But I'm listening to the conversation and I'm gonna be short. All in all, there's a few things I'm hearing. I'm hearing parenting be part of the discussion. I'm hearing teaching and coaching, or teaching and learning, excuse me, being part of the conversation. But what's interesting to me is that the sister above me is basically talking about mastery. If you have a child who you see what they got going on and what their interests are, you as a parent should not disrupt that process because of your frame of thinking
Right.
or your thing that you want to pour into this child by, like y'all was saying, a parent wanting to live vicariously through their kid
Right.
because of the things they didn't experience. Parents, I can see even mine. I'm a millennial too. I'm 33. There are parents who are like our parents who, because they weren't afforded certain situations, they push so hard to instill this message like you have to do this, you have to work, you have to blah blah blah. Yet you, brother, you behind me, you understand based off of what you're talking about the age of technology.
Right.
And I'm sure from what I'm hearing, the sister understands there is something there's something important in allowing your children to be who they are and you not forcing your thing onto that kid, because what happens is, and we're seeing it a lot today, for example, kids are affected by that negatively
Absolutely.
because the kid will say, Mom and Dad, you fucked me up because you made me do this. You made me conform to your system.
Right.
Yet, if the question is asked to the parents, do you even know what my interests are? Do you know what my passion is based off what the sister's saying? And do you know whether or not I could have capitalized this off of this, excuse me, to be able to monetize
Right.
on that, right? Because again, let me say you, brother, you said you in your mid 20s.
Yeah, I'm
Let me say as an
26.
18-year-old, got you. Imagine a 40-year-old with a let me say a 18-year-old. That parent does the same thing what the sister above is doing, and that frame of mind continues generation. Like it's a thing. Like
Hmm.
it's a concept versus what y'all were talking about, where parents are forcing the parents' old way of thinking or forcing this thing onto their kids
Hmm.
versus the change, if that makes sense. A lot of us will be better. And Gen Zers who are younger will be better for it. And what I wanted to say to the sister is she's a unicorn parent in terms of her mindset. That's unicornish of a parent that says, yo, I see my son or daughter got this thing that they like. Let me leave them with that and see where it goes. Let me not tell my child, for example, nah, don't do that. You have to do this. Because it pushes the kid away and it could ruin that kid in a way. I know I'm moving to something, but I'm thinking about it because I'm connecting the dots. And in my experience in social work, and I'm going to land here, I see how a lot of young people get harmed by way of their parents wanting to live vicariously through them. And even us, I could put that in as a millennial. And my only input to all this is for parents to say, stop forcing you onto your kids. Your child is not you. And your kid, just because they're kin to you, is not going to follow every pattern or way of thinking, if that makes sense, that you do. And you need to be mindful of what you're instilling into your kids. Because the sister above just said she learned something from her parents. And she's that freedom she gives to her kids is what she's doing now. And that's why her son or child above in that room is doing what he or she does. I don't know if it was a young man or woman, a young man or a young girl, but he's doing what he loves. He's working out he's doing what he's passionate about.
Right.
And parents need to allow that to be a thing. Like, find out what your kid's niche is, and water that, if that makes sense. And I'm gonna land there because I don't like to be too long winded, but I was just connecting those dots.
No, absolutely, but it's just like, man, we in 2000, we in 2023. You know, with this economy being the way it is, they talking about recessions and this, that, and the third, and your child telling you that not only do they not want to go to college, they don't want to go to college because they want to be a streamer, they want to be a content creator. A lot of these kids' parents gonna look at that like as some pipe dream. You know what I'm saying? Like, who do you like? They don't like, I'm telling you, speak your truth. They don't know it's kids making millions of dollars doing stuff that they're passionate about, that has nothing to do with college, that has nothing to do with corporate America. They don't know the opportunities that, like, that we have today, that my generation and even y'all, they don't know. They're just not aware. I just honestly think a lot of them are not aware of, the opportunities that are presented to us today. And they're just, like I said, they're just so accustomed to this, way of life that we're told to live. And if you want to do something different, a lot of people is going. And you know what, let me say this. I was talking to one of my lady friends the other day, and you know what she told me? She said a lot of kids first heartbreak be their own damn parent. She said a lot of kids heartbreak be their own damn parent. They got a parent that's telling them something, telling them they're going to be something, that the probability, that the likelihood of that happening is very slim to none, but something that they don't even want to do. Your son don't want to be an NBA player. Your daughter doesn't want to be a musician. You wanted to be a musician all your life, and that didn't work out for you. And now you want you now you see it, man. These people, they kids be toddlers. They already want their kids to start doing stuff that they didn't get, that they didn't manifest. They already training. They child is 3 years old. He in the gym every day. you know, their daughter is 2. They already got their daughter in front of the TV singing. Like, you about to be the next Beyonce. Like, no, like, they don't want to do that. Your son wants to be like a software engineer. He wants to learn how to code. Like, your daughter wants to work in human resources. Like, let her do what she wants to do. Stop trying to, like, force what you want. Stop trying to live vicariously through your children. Stop it. These parents be
And
their
let me
child first
say,
heartbreak,
oh,
man.
you're right, brother. And I'm gonna just say this to stick to the angle of parenting. Be mindful of your kids. Actually, pay attention to your goddamn kids, people. Even if you young, pay attention to what you see that your kids are good at, and stop forcing things onto them. Because in a couple years, we're gonna be in a whole nother place with technology. There's a lot more jobs that are gonna be open. If your kids believe in STEM, for example, let them be a gamer. Or if you see that they attach to YouTube and all this thing, let that happen and don't stop that. As a parent, yeah, you want to monitor it, of course, but you never know who your kid is gonna come out to be. And brother, to your point, I'm from New York. Carcent, for example, Sanaa, Carcent, said Carcent, homie from the Bronx. Look
Right.
at him now compared to, let me say, 1 or 2 years ago. Look what
Right. That's
happened.
what I'm
He's just
saying.
Twitch, like on Twitch streaming and stuff like that. There's a lot of young people who are behind us even, because I don't even think he in his mid
He's
twenties, that
21.
are capitalizing off of their hobbies. These are hobbies these young people got, and they millionaires. They're moving their parents out of the hood, for example, just by way of their parents, or allowing them to, blossom in terms of their niche. But the young person stuck to what they love anyways, if that makes sense. Because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure a lot of these Twitch streamers and all that, they parents ain't all saying do it. Like, they're not cheerleading that.
Right.
They'll tell their kids, go get a McDonald's, go get a minimum wage job, if that makes sense. Get your ass out my house and go work. Stop playing those video games, for example, if it's Twitch. But the kid or a Kai Sinai probably say, you know what, ma? Nah, I'm going to do this. He probably snuck his way in to do that. And look at that man now. So, all that to say, like I repeated earlier, parents, just look at what your kids like, look at what they love, and allow that to happen. And don't be so stern, basically, around that, because you never know. Their hobby might get you out the hood, and I'm gonna put it that way. And I'm gonna land there.
Absolutely. Miss Cass, I'm going to play
Yes,
this
sir.
video, and I need you to. I need to hear your
Uh-uh.
opinion on it.
Because I'm quite sure it's some foolishness.
It's not some foolishness.
You know, you be with the
No,
mess,
no, no.
and I don't be for
It's
that.
not some foolishness. Just listen to this. I want to hear your honest opinion. I never
Oh
know we
my,
found out who this video is.
Kenny, I'm telling
But
you,
brother,
I
real
I
quick,
I,
sorry
I
sister, I'm gonna
don't. No,
drop.
you're okay.
I don't want to interrupt the rest of y'all convo, but shout out to you, sister. You definitely gave me stuff to think about. Obviously, Sergi was up here. I'm a mutual, but I
You were
appreciate
my
you,
mutual,
even though you
too.
didn't need to oh we
You were
no
my mutual.
me and oh Lord, I wonder what happened. I hope I ain't block you or something. My party did something, or we probably mutuals on my main page. That's probably what it is. I have two pages, and recently I changed my name to my artist name, Eric J. West. But
Oh,
if
okay.
anything, I'll follow you back here. But I just wanted to say shout out to you. You're a unicorn of a parent, and I appreciate your mindset. And I wish more mothers or parents in general had your mindset. But I understand why you have it. I'm gonna just put that out there. But y'all continue y'all conversation. Y'all be easy. Keep doing y'all thing, and I'm gonna drop, man. I don't
All
want to
right, peace,
interrupt
love
what
you.
y'all
Have
got
a good
going on
night.
up here.
Thank you,
Yes, sir.
beloved.